Imagine this. A routine survey of the sky over the Pacific by the James Webb Space Telescope suddenly uncovers something entirely unexpected, an object that doesn't just challenge the laws of physics, but shakes the very foundations of how we understand the universe. And then, without warning, the live feed cuts out. The footage vanishes. Scientists go silent. Days later, an object is detected hovering above Earth's magnetic equator. It watches, calculates, and waits. Named Neo-Oumuamua, its purpose remains a mystery. One thing is certain: this is no ordinary comet. Leaked data from within NASA, corroborated by multiple independent observatories, suggests this object may be part of a much larger system already surrounding Earth. The James Webb Space Telescope's last transmission before the blackout didn't offer reassurance, it was a warning. What it revealed confirms a terrifying possibility. We have never been alone, and now, we've been observed. Initially, it seemed innocent, a typical sky survey. Then something emerged from the void. At first glance, Neo-Oumuamua resembled the original interstellar visitor, Oumuamua, that passed through the Solar System in 2017. Irregularly shaped, fast, and tumbling through space. But this object behaved differently. It slowed down, changed direction, and eventually came to a complete stop. Moments later, NASA's live stream cut out entirely, and the raw footage was swiftly pulled from public access. The object was officially renamed Neo-Oumuamua, its trajectory classified. What nobody was meant to see, however, was even more alarming. Just before the blackout, the James Webb Space Telescope recorded a structured burst of prime number pulses directed straight at Earth's magnetosphere, the universal language of intelligent life, as Carl Sagan predicted. But this wasn't a response to any signal from Earth. Neo-Oumuamua hadn't reacted to us, it had anticipated us. In the aftermath, private observatories across South Africa and Chile reported strange readings. Neo-Oumuamua had altered its velocity mid-flight without any visible means of propulsion. It stabilized in a geosynchronous orbit, parked directly above Earth's magnetic equator at an altitude that should be impossible for a natural object. Atmospheric sensors in Brazil and Ghana detected periodic vertical pressure anomalies, as if the object were breaching the atmosphere and returning, though no visual confirmation exists. Every telescope focused on it suffered inexplicable lens distortion or positional drift. Thermal imaging revealed localized temperature regulation, suggesting active shielding. Internal NASA memos classified the object's motion as non-ballistic, controlled flight. Neo-Oumuamua isn't just present, it's observing, adapting, and doing so silently. On April 7, CERN's magnetometer array, monitoring the calibration of the LHC's superconducting magnets, recorded a global magnetic ripple. Not regional. Not solar-induced. Global. The pulse lasted precisely 0.72 seconds and contained harmonic structures unmatched by any known terrestrial phenomenon. Hours later, NASA's Deep Space Network received a signal from Voyager 1, timestamped to align perfectly with Earth's magnetic pulse. This was impossible. Voyager 1 lacks the hardware to detect or transmit such signals. The transmission contained encoded wavelets, nested prime intervals, and quantum-corrected frame matrices far beyond its original design. Voyager hadn't generated the signal, it had been used as a relay. The timing coincided with Neo-Oumuamua's prime number burst, as if a hidden system within our solar system had just awoken. Astrophysicist Brian Cox broke from traditional caution, suggesting Neo-Oumuamua might not be a probe, but a surveillance node. A dormant network left to monitor civilizations like ours as they reach critical technological milestones. No contact. No invasion. Just observation, assessment, and perhaps judgment. This hypothesis, circulating in closed scientific circles, aligns with the Great Filter theory. Advanced civilizations avoid revealing themselves, relying on hidden systems to decide who is ready to know. The pulse detected by CERN and Voyager's inexplicable response might indicate that humanity has triggered the next phase. A test. A warning. A verdict. No one knows. What is clear is that we didn't discover them, they discovered us long ago. And now that we are aware of them, everything could change. While the world waits for answers, events unfold behind closed doors. Leaked documents from NASA and the European Space Agency hint at internal turmoil, not over what Neo-Oumuamua is, but how long officials have been aware of it. Emails indicate that orbital anomalies near Saturn were detected 6 months prior to the object's official observation, yet they were dismissed as minor disturbances. The picture emerging suggests a carefully monitored system, silently in place, long before humanity even noticed. What we are witnessing may be the first tangible sign that an intelligence far beyond our comprehension has been studying us for decades, perhaps centuries. The sudden appearance of Neo-Oumuamua, its precise orbit, and the orchestration of signals through Voyager 1 suggest coordination on a scale that challenges every assumption about our place in the cosmos. This is no longer a story of passive observation. Our presence has been noted, and we may have already activated the mechanism that decides what happens next. The universe, it seems, has eyes on us, and Neo-Oumuamua is the first proof that those eyes are not just watching, they are judging. An incident report labeled Echo 9 reveals that the James Webb Space Telescope had already detected distant, irregular heat signatures moving in from the direction of the Oort cloud long before the public was aware. Yet no alerts were issued, the risk of mass panic cited as the reason. One senior ESA advisor reportedly wrote, "The public cannot process what we are seeing, so the data was buried until the object arrived above our heads. But now that it has stopped, hovered, and pulsed, that silence is impossible to maintain." For the first 3 days of its presence above Earth's magnetic equator, Neo-Oumuamua remained motionless, locked in a perfectly fixed orbital position. Then, without any known force acting upon it, it shifted by exactly half a degree of longitude. The movement was subtle, precise, and undeniably controlled. Simultaneously, atmospheric satellites recorded fluctuations in low-frequency radio waves, not random interference, but structured signals. A repeating wave packet pattern occurred every 13 seconds, echoing the prime number sequence first observed by JWST. High-resolution ionospheric scans revealed that Neo-Oumuamua's new position coincides with one of the strongest magnetic convergence zones on Earth, a region scientists now suspect could act as a natural amplifier or antenna. In other words, the object may not just be observing, it could be interacting with Earth's electromagnetic systems, possibly preparing them for something beyond our understanding. A recently declassified think tank paper, authored by a coalition of astrophysicists and theoretical physicists, presents a radical theory now called the veil hypothesis. The idea suggests that highly advanced civilizations might deploy passive surveillance objects, not to monitor life directly, but to observe when planetary systems breach a higher layer of spatial awareness, an invisible boundary beyond which reality behaves differently. According to this hypothesis, Neo-Oumuamua is not a visitor or explorer. It is a marker, an interstellar buoy placed in orbit to confirm that humanity has crossed a technological threshold. Whether through quantum communications, gravitational manipulation, or methods we have yet to comprehend, the synchronized pulses, electromagnetic anomalies, and altered gravitational readings all suggest that threshold has been crossed. The universe is now watching how we respond. Engineers studying signals from Voyager 1 and 2 have proposed an even more unsettling possibility. Neo-Oumuamua could be part of a larger, previously undetected system that surrounds planetary systems like a soft, multi-dimensional shell. Humanity never noticed it because we were not generating enough detectable activity. But now, with quantum experiments, space-based AI, and gravitational wave emissions, we have made enough noise to activate the network. From this perspective, Neo-Oumuamua may not be a probe at all. It could be a mirror, a silent device designed to reflect exactly what humanity is, both our achievements and our chaos. The consequences of that reflection are completely unknown, and potentially terrifying. For centuries, humanity believed itself to be the explorer, the observer. We built telescopes, launched spacecraft, and mapped galaxies, hoping to discover something beyond our world. Now, as Neo-Oumuamua hovers silently above Earth, not moving, not speaking, not attacking, we are confronted with a humbling truth. We were never the observers. We were always the observed. The James Webb Space Telescope did not capture a drifting object. It captured a presence, a system. A moment in which the universe seemed to pause. Something ancient, something incomprehensibly advanced, has turned its gaze toward us. And in that gaze, there was no welcome, no answers, only a warning. Neo Oumuamua did not arrive by accident. It did not come out of curiosity. It came with purpose. It does not communicate because it does not need to. It already knows who we are, our fears, our chaos, our noise. Its presence is not the beginning of contact. It is a test, a judgment, a measure. The question that now haunts scientists, governments, and perhaps every one of us is whether the silence surrounding it is waiting for us to act, or if it is our verdict. What is Neo Oumuamua truly? A probe, a mirror, a challenge? The universe has placed its eyes on us, and what we do next may decide everything.